Rell, Raw, and Uncut.
Rell, Raw, and Uncut. Hey yo, kill the stack. Rell, Raw, and Uncut. We done teamed up. We did.
A podcast for the community, hard as an uppercut with that real news. Upside your headpiece, informing you with that real stuff. With the how, why, who wins and what's of reality, making it clear cut. Truth will set you free, unfiltered and no bluff, no fluff. You kid or rebut, don't be bewildered. Don't agree with the cause, great, you can speak up. Wednesdays at 8, hit the comments up, talk your stuff, set it straight. We learn more from each other in this information age. Institutions will leave you lost and awestruck. So listen up, you'll be compelled. Maybe you'll find yourself stuck on what you thought was real. But them gems I'm dropping on this program may just appeal to your appetite for info. This an intro to reveal. Get your info on YouTube for your fill. From AM to PM, it's popping, so sit back and chill. Nobody doing it like this man on this podcast is for real. It's Rell, Raw, and Uncut.
Rell, Raw, and Uncut. Wednesdays at 8 AM.
Whether you're listening to this on your way to work, whether you're listening to this when you're at work, whether you're listening to this on the way home, or whether you're listening to this before you go to bed, this is the Rell, Raw, and Uncut podcast, and I'm your host, Rells, and we are back after a long hiatus that I didn't even realize how long I've been gone, but I promise you more content will be dropping, and I will not be gone long again like I was. Joining me right now is my brother from another. Man, listen, if y'all just know the history, we go back, I mean, way back, all the way back. Bronx native, but now living in hot-ass Florida, Mr. Rich Garcia. What are you doing? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just another day, another hot day in Florida, to be exact.
What's the weather looking like down there?
Last time I checked, it was in the 90s, high 90s.
And that humidity too, right?
Boy. I try not to step out when the sun's out. Contrary to one's belief, this skin is not built for the sun.
I don't think so. So let me ask you a question though, before we get started, because what's the biggest difference from the New York weather to the Florida weather? What's the biggest difference from New York to Florida? Period.
Okay, cool. So first off, humidity. People told me about the humidity, but I didn't believe it. So when we actually moved here, it was on my wife's birthday, literally the day that she was born. And of course, I'm dressed in New York summer fit, do-rag, shirt, all of that. Get out the car, no more than 30 seconds I'm sweating, bro. 30 seconds I'm sweating. And she's trying to be like, oh, shake the person's hand. I'm like, I ain't going to lie to you. I said, how you doing? Kept it moving. Just like that. Wow, disrespectful. But to be honest, the gift and the curse is that you don't have to worry about the seasons. Like, it's been so long. What is it? Spring, fall, summer, winter. Yeah. Now, instead of winter, we have hurricane season. So low key, I'd rather just take like a winter where it's going to snow and it's not that much damage as opposed to hurricane season where, well, we're blessed to live in an area where the hurricane don't really affect us like that. But if you were ever to move to an area where it does, you hear on the news all the time what the weather does, bro. Another curse is, you're a fellow sneaker wearer like myself. It's always raining. Always raining. When you put that, are we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I ain't gonna go too crazy, but when you put that shit on, you ain't trying to get caught in the rain. That's the biggest difference, man. When it rains, and it rains every drop of a hat. That's what people don't understand. Like that.
Is it really like one part of it is raining, and the next part you step out and it's all sunny again?
Man, there's been times where you literally could see the cloud over one block, drive through it, and then no more rain. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's Florida weather for you.
Hopefully, if you hear the dogs parting them,
That's cool. That's cool. They're trying to get part of the podcast, so I dig it.
you know, of all times to be dog barking. But yeah, man, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's cool. But yeah, so we, you and I have been talking about what we was going to talk about, for about a week now. We've kind of been preparing notes. So you send me some stuff to topic. So this episode is pretty much current events, things that's going on, whether it be outside of sports, whether it be sports. So we're going to talk about it. As of right now, the first topic we're going to talk about. Let me take a good look at this phone. Okay, so let's steer off of it because we got a couple of sports topics. So let's steer off of that and let's just go with entertainment for now. So what do you think about this whole Diddy situation? Because right now it feels like Diddy's been off the radar for quite some time now. Like especially once the Cassie thing hit, he did the apology. Nobody bought the apology. And then he's been kind of low ever since. So what do you think about that?
All right. So first off, let's talk about the apology. So remember when he first was accused of all this stuff, he said it was all a lie. It was always fallacies or whatever what do they call them? His marketing team or whatever they call them. It was all fallacies and lies like that. But once the video came out, then he went to apologize. Oh man, I went to therapy for that. How do we know you went to therapy? Nobody knows that. We just know that you got caught, and then you want to say you went to therapy. That's how I feel about it personally.
So see, so this is it's funny to me because you literally got caught lying about what you didn't do, or that you did do it, and then you make this bogus apology, and then not one time in the apology was Cassie's name mentioned. Although I read later on that he can't mention her name due to, I guess, legalities and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you know you messed up royally, you went bad for this, like you did bad. Maybe you can't mention the name, but you can mention something towards her. Like, I really messed up when it comes to a certain individual whose name I can't mention because blah, 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 whatever. But I just want to apologize to her. But even in saying that, we might sit there and be like, okay, well, he was a bigger man and he apologized. Doesn't necessarily mean she buys it. You know what I'm saying? Like that video, man, listen, there's nothing you could apologize after seeing that video. Like dragging it through the hallway and it just, it was like.
People don't even kick dogs like that for the most part. Think about it that way. People don't even kick dogs like that. And you want to know something else crazy? Remember when she got married? He sent a message. I don't know if it was through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but he sent the message, oh, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. This is all knowing what he did already. People got to pay attention to that, man. Like
that probably was still an intimidation.
But a lot of people thought it was creepy. Why are you doing this? Like, why are you messing with this girl? But now, what is the saying? And I don't like quoting other people, but it's a country saying: "What don't come out in the wash should come out in the rinse." Which means that it's gonna come to the light. And I learned a lot of country sayings out here, and that's one of them. I realized that listen, why are you? That girl left you, and now what we know. She literally ran away from you more than likely. Yeah. It wasn't just left you. She ran away and found somebody else. And then she got pregnant right away. And then you look at Diddy, he having kids with all these women. Why ain't he never have kids with her? Not that he had to, but you starting to think about these things like, So you could have kids with all these random women and stuff like that. You was manipulating this young lady, and then you turn around and she gets married and is happy with herself. And you want to send a message, I'm happy for you. That's some real
that's intimidation,
manipulation type stuff. Like just mind your business, bro. And he's not the only one that do that. Let's be honest. You're not the only one. If I could think of another one, I know we ain't that famous and stuff like that, but Chris Brown do it too.
Oh, you think so?
When Carucci and the other chick, he can't let go of women, bro. Just imagine. It's like we're gonna get in the bag. I'm gonna get in the bag. You can have the pick of the litter, in theory. You just can't let this one go. Like he's for Chris, and I'm not gonna go too far with him. He's just like he look like he controlling, man.
Yeah, but you know what that is though, right? That's me having everybody I can have, but the one person that doesn't want me is going to drive me crazy because that's the one that I need to have because that one doesn't want me.
Gotta get over it, homie. And then he looked like he be wanting to fight everybody who she started going out with.
Yeah, it's a little the little post he makes sometimes when
but the thing is, they all mess with the same girls anyway. And not to make this about race or anything, he's really exuding. I'm not gonna make it about race because I was gonna say something. He's really exuding insecure behavior. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think I know where you was going with the race part, but I'm like at the end of the day, you can't even make it because look how many of celebrities actually just recycle each other's partners.
No, when I say race, I was gonna say he's acting light skinned.
Oh,
but
I mean, yeah.
When I was like, I'm not gonna go that route.
I mean, you didn't have to, but I understand where you're going.
But it's
one
a lot.
It's a lot. One dark brother to another. We can't even say that because Diddy dark skin. He messed it up for us too.
Yeah, and Wale emotional too, and I like Wale.
I like Wale too.
So let's just be honest. There's no such thing as light skinned behavior. I think that most people are just more emotional than others, and sometimes I'll fall into that. But obviously, my life is not for the world to see. So.
Mm-hmm. So all right. So let's stick away from the Diddy thing. Let's go to something that was said this week. Scrolling through IG, and you sent it as a topic, but I was going to bring it up anyway too. Matthew Stafford's wife. So Matthew Stafford's wife was on a podcast, and she pretty much admitted that she slept with Matthew Stafford's, his roommate in college to make him jealous?
His his college teammate.
His college teammate. Which I think was the backup quarterback too, right? Yep. To make him jealous. So now my thing is this. One, why bring it up? Two, if you did that because let's just say, for example, because she said why she did it, but I think it's a little bit more to that. Mm-hmm. First of all, let me ask you first. What do you make of the whole situation? Why do you think she did it? What was the whole point of her bringing it up now?
Well, it seems that she has her own podcast, or she was on a podcast when she brought it up. You'd be surprised what people do for views, man. I just finished unsubscribing to a podcast that used to have integrity, and now all they do is act like fools for views, bro. So you'd be surprised what people do to be on the news. That's why I think she did it, because she doesn't respect the marriage.
That's what I was gonna be. That was gonna be my next thing. I was gonna be like,
why are you bringing that up?
Yeah, like what is the whole point of that? Like how you emasculate this man just on a podcast for likes and clicks?
And even if she was talking to the teammate before him, if he knew that, then what does that say about him? And if she was messing with him and then did it to the teammate and she told him, once again, what does that say about him?
Think about it. What does it say about all three of them? She was messing with Stafford first. Then she slept with the roommate because she wanted to get him jealous. So you my roommate, but you slept with my girl.
That's why I'm not too sure if I got all the information. That's why I worded it that way. Like either she was with the teammate first, and then she got with Stafford, or she was with Stafford and then got with the teammate. Either way, if he knew about this and you still married and had kids with him, what does that say about you?
Yes, exactly. So
simp behavior.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. And now you're at a situation now, like even if you was to go and divorce her right now because of what she said in the comments, she about to take half of everything you own.
Because he probably didn't do no prenup. She talked him out of that.
Oh, well, the way he was acting, I'm pretty sure him being married to her, I don't know. From what that sounded like, it sounded like once he got married to her, he felt like he can control after.
It don't work like that.
It should never work that way. But but we're two middle income to low income people trying to understand what upper class rich people think.
That may be true. In the same breath, I don't think that we have that mentality even if we had money to even let that slide. I mean, it's not like it's the best man. Like right before you said yes, and she messed with your boy. Now after you say yes, like bro, you can't really say nothing. The fact that she brought it up in public setting just shows who she is.
I think that, but I also think too, like I think we have women in our lives that will not disrespect us in that way if they went on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's a conversation to be had after.
At the end of the day, you already knew what happened. What's the use for the conversation anyway?
Yeah, exactly. And and how long has Stafford been in the league now?
I'll probably say 13 to 15.
So you bringing up old dirt.
Yeah, because if you think about it, even if he'd been in the league 13, when he was in college, you add another 2 to 3. So this almost happened 20 years ago, and you decided to bring it up.
Now.
That's nasty work, bro.
Yeah, for what? Like literally for what?
For views. For people like us to talk about it. But you know what? I'm going to talk about it because she's a clown. And he's a bozo too.
But check this out. She did all that for what? Because like next week, we're not even going to remember what her name is. I don't even know what her name is now.
I mean, Skeezer. Told you I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back, Skeezer.
You can bring it back with 24? I dig it. So let's talk about let's branch out into sports because I should have just kept one thing with another, but I've lost thought of it, and now we're gonna bring it back though. But we're gonna keep talking about sports. So Lakers hired JJ Redick as their coach. Now I got an opinion on this, and it's funny because I'm like, this is good for JJ Redick. I don't know what it does for the Lakers personally, but how would I feel if I'm JJ Redick knowing I really wasn't the first choice? They went after Dan Hurley first, and Dan Hurley was like, thanks and no thanks.
True.
They circled back around to JJ Redick, and he was like, okay, cool, I'll take it. But now you got people who are happy for him, but at the same time, people are like, well, what happened to Sam Cassell?
Okay. So before I answer this, you mind if I do a plug real quick?
Go ahead.
All right. So if you see my handle at Mr. GTU, that's also my YouTube where I have put a couple of videos up, one with sneakers and another one where I speak about Caitlyn Clark. And also I'm also going to come out with a podcast with my cousin called Primo Way. So be on the lookout for that. Oh, real soon. Now, to answer your question, to quote my cousin, must be nice. Must be nice. Because even though he was the third choice, he has no type of coaching experience, and he's making $8 million. Yo, where can we get a job making $500,000 just for regular people like us, where we can make $500,000 with no experience? Oh, the experience that we had it in our world. We had it in high school.
All right, so you know what? So let's branch into that. Because I got a question when it comes to this coaching thing too, and I want your honest opinion.
Sure.
Why JJ Redick and not Sam Cassell? Sam Cassell has been an assistant coach. Sam Cassell has championship experience. Sam Cassell has played with some of the best players. So does JJ Redick. But obviously, if you know the NBA, you know Sam Cassell has a much more, obviously, all the coaching experience more than JJ Redick. Because JJ Redick has just been on panels and podcasts. But yeah, he walked right into this coaching job. So what is it that you think is the reason that he got the job and Cassell didn't?
Well, if you want to throw the bait and say RACE, we know it's race. We know it's race. It's the same thing with Jeff Saturday, who got the Indianapolis Colts job while he was just talking about football on ESPN. Yeah, no coaching experience either. With that being said, low key, I'm actually happy Sam didn't get that job. That's a lose-lose job.
Yeah.
So with JJ getting it, if he loses out, he has the white card going, well, he never really knew anything. So it's just like it was his first shot. With Sam Cassell, it's going to be a shot on him. Oh, you gave him a chance with LeBron and it didn't work out. It's not going to work the same way, vice versa. And when you really want to think about it, Sam Cassell was a better leader and a better player than JJ Redick. JJ Redick just happened to know the right people, and be that as it may, he had a podcast with LeBron James too. So a lot of people are alluding to the fact that because he had the podcast with LeBron James, that was the reason why it helped. But the thing is, what if LeBron don't even go? Because we know LeBron for endorsing people and then being out. Remember, he did that with young boy from UConn when he went to the Miami Heat. Damn, his name is slipping.
Listen, his agent literally said the other day, just because if you draft Bronny doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get LeBron. And literally told Phoenix, yo, LeBron's not taking a minimum player deal if you draft his son. So
then that's one more reason to draft him.
So now my thing is this: it's the constant back and forth with LeBron. You sit here, LeBron's been preaching for 3-4 years now. Yo, wherever my son goes, I want to play with my son. Wherever my son goes. Now it's backpedaling because you might realize at this point, I think you set your son up for failure. Let's be clear, your son, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, hopefully I'll be wrong, and maybe not. Ronnie is not going to be LeBron.
Well, I don't think nobody could be LeBron.
Ronnie might be, at best, Justice Winslow. Could be. Bro,
Okay.
I'm being honest. Yo,
Justice Winslow, he's still in the league? I don't think
maybe Josh Hart.
he'd be blessed to be Josh Hart. He'd be blessed to be Josh Hart. Josh Hart worked his ass off to get where he at. And he stayed in school more than 1 year.
And I get it. He's LeBron's son, so he's going to get the royalties, the specialties. I get it. I understand. But that pressure also is like, if you don't perform, you know what I'm saying? So LeBron's going to, let's just say hypothetical, the Lakers draft him, because that seems to be the spot where everybody's looking at he's going to the Lakers in the second round.
I want somebody to throw a monkey wrench in that.
I do too. Badly.
I was supposed to. I speak to my cousin all the time. This is me. Now people may call me a hater, whatever. Like I like to say, a person with an opinion is not a hater. I don't hate him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Utah takes him. Brooklyn Nets take him. Not Cleveland. Chicago Bulls take him. I hope a team that LeBron would never think about playing for takes him.
I got one. Orlando. Because if you remember the interview he said a couple of years ago, he pretty much said he would never want to play for Orlando.
Why is that? Why did you say that?
I don't know. It was something. It was like an interview he had, like a podcast he was doing, like in a barbershop. And he was talking about Orlando, and he pretty much was like really was like, "Yo, I would never play there." So my thing is like, okay,
interesting. Funny. As much as I look up stuff, I never heard that, and he should be one to talk because he played for Cleveland. At least Orlando has views.
Yeah,
exactly. Orlando. What's to do in Cleveland?
But I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like he's setting him up for failure. Yeah, no, we know that. But I just feel like
it's a lot of pressure that he's putting on his son that his son ain't ready for.
Nope. His son,
you know what? His son would be lucky to be JJ Redick.
Yeah. And if you really want a hot take, I'm gonna say his youngest son probably might be better than Bronny.
Oh, Bryce is nice. No reason to rhyme, but yeah, I see.
Nobody's talking about that though.
No, because it never works when you're the second son.
Yeah.
You talk about the firstborn. Oh my God, look at him. He's the one. But Bryce is taller. Bryce has more handle. He has more. I don't want to say he has more skill because they both have the same trainer. It's just that he's younger. You always learn more when you're the one after.
But I'm gonna tell you the advantage that Bryce has too. So much focus is on Bronny right now that Bryce is low key just working on his game and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, he just slipped through the door.
Yep. So when he goes to college and he gets that whatever team and he's like a top 5 draft pick, and you know how that goes because then they'll somehow try to find a way to pair them two together too. You know how the NBA goes. LeBron's kids on the same team, they'll try to find a way to pair that together.
Well, the thing is, mess around and you mess with Bronny's psyche, he might turn out, and even though he's on my Bulls, it might be Alonzo.
Could be, but I don't want Bronny on Chicago. Sorry.
No, I don't want him on
Chicago. I don't want him on.
I'm a Bulls fan. You know that.
Yeah,
the reason I say Chicago is because I know Bron won't go there. Because when he had the chance to go to Chicago, unlike Kobe, he wasn't afraid to follow the MJ legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can have a whole nother discussion on LeBron on facts that if you pay attention to him, he always double talk. He says things that he don't say. The man said, I'm going to give you this one before we go to another topic. He said he idolized Allen Iverson growing up. Then why you wearing number 3? You could have just worn number 3. I'm going to leave it there. If we ever have another discussion, I could go further. Go ahead.
we'll go back on that discussion. But two more things before we go to the next topic. One, everybody's talking about Bryce and Bronny. They need to watch out for Cayenne Anthony because he low key killing it right now too.
I was just thinking that. He his daddy's son.
Oh, and with the mentality and everything.
He his daddy's son.
He already got that mentality like I'm better than everybody.
Bro.
And you, I'm sorry, but you need that in the NBA. You need to have that ego. And if you scoring 30 in high school, wait till you get to college. If you could put that 30 up in college, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, look at Caitlyn Clark to make things full circle. You scored 30.
Let's go back to that. We're going to circle to that because that wasn't going to be a topic, but I'm going to bring it up since we're talking about it. But I want to circle one more thing about the Lakers first. When you mentioned about the whole Cassell and JJ Redick being getting the green light for if it don't go wrong. If Cassell was to be the coach and it didn't go right, the first thing they would do is compare him right back to Darvin Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, it was kind of a good thing that he didn't become the coach of the Lakers.
Look at Monty Williams. He took the money to go to a bad team, and thank goodness that he getting all his money. But
you see
he was set up for failure, bro.
I know, yeah, he was. But listen, two different teams. I'm about to collect $80 million between two different teams. I'm not coaching either one of them. God bless you.
And it's not his fault. He's a good coach. With Phoenix, he was too hard on DeAndre Ayton. That's why they let him go and kept Ayton, and then wound up trading Ayton anyway.
Exactly. But let's be clear too. that man can retire right now, and never coach again in his life, and be taken care of for the rest of his life. All right, so let's talk about this Caitlyn Clark situation. Let's just go ahead and talk about it.
Go ahead.
Do you think she's as good as they say she is?
I think she's as marketable as America wants her to be.
Yes, I couldn't agree with that. I couldn't have said that any better.
Is she good? College she was. WNBA is a different story. Let's just be honest here. She's playing with the big girls now. Mm-hmm. Everybody was somebody in college that's in the WNBA. The WNBA has less players, less teams. So you have to be the creme of the creme to even make it to the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
And and the narrative that they're saying is because she's a heterosexual white female.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's why they're pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in my video, if she was Keisha Cakes or Keisha Smith doing the same thing, nobody would have said anything, bro. Nobody would have cared. Nobody.
So now my thing, I got two questions for you. Two-part question. One, do you think she would have benefited better from having a longer off season? Because it really wasn't that much of a stretch from the time she got finished college to getting drafted to playing. And do you think she'll have a better second season?
Okay, for the first part, yeah, I would agree. I mean, that's the bargaining agreement that they have anyway. Deal with the what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. Deal with the people who do your bargaining, because they're the one who, after you finish college, you only what, a month and a half, and then you got to go straight into the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bargaining agreement they came up with. And the second question is, you said that will she do better in the second season?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Once she has her legs under her, and look, she's not playing for Team USA, so she can get all the rest she wants. Which is
not crazy. Making a big deal about that too.
You know why?
I know.
In one breath, they want to talk about it's about Team USA, but we all know it's about marketing, and everybody keeps on saying, "Oh, a lot of people would watch if she was there." Well, they're still going to win without her, but they're not worried about winning. They're worried about eyes being on it.
Is it? Do you think that do you think that they marketing her the way they're marketing her because the WNBA? Let's just take away the sexual aspect of it all. But do you think it's in their mind that's and I don't want to make it about race, but we all know it is. Do you think that she is the white hope that they were looking for to take the WNBA to the next level? Because if you look at all the players that are in the league, you have Asia Wilson, who when Caitlyn Clark got her sneaker deal,
they all of a sudden had one for her.
Yes, and which Nike put out a whole slogan like, "Oh, so you really thought we wasn't going to give her a sneaker deal either?" Yeah, she wasn't.
I don't want to steal nobody's thing, but you know who do that.
Yeah, I know.
I ain't gonna steal nobody's thing. We don't believe you, Nike. And I love Nike and you love
That
Nike.
is too. Oh, of course.
We don't believe you. You don't believe you. Because if anything, you should have gave it to Asia. Even if you would have gave it to Asia Wilson, and then a week later you would have gave it to Caitlyn Clark. We would have knew it was fake, but at least you would have gave it to Asia Wilson.
At least you would have tried. You only gave it to Asia Wilson because of the outrage.
People had backlash.
Yep.
Yeah. People are
Nike was like, oh wait, oh yeah, she is a. I'm pretty sure somebody in Nike's upper office, when they were seeing the backlash, probably like, well, what has she done for the WNBA? And then they look at her resume and they're like, oh wait, 2-time WNBA MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time champion, leading scorer, and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta fix that. Yep.
Come on. Somebody, you know when you watch TV shows and somebody in marketing goes, well, she's actually good. I'm like, oh, we never heard of her. And then, like you said, they show the stats. And you're like, damn, how we missed that? We know why you missed it. Don't play dumb.
Wasn't paying attention.
And like you said, you don't want to put sexuality into it. If Caitlyn Clark was the same person, I can't even say if she was gay. I don't even want to make that call because she's white. If she was white and she was gay, they would still push her, just like they do the soccer team. I'm not. This is not speculation, people. For people who are listening or people who will listen to this, this is not speculation. I pay attention to sports. People love pushing narratives. So if Caitlyn Clark was gay, they still would have pushed her the same way because she broke Pistol Pete's record. But Pistol Pete, allow me to go on a little rant real quick.
Right.
Pistol Pete only played 3 years. They didn't allow freshmen to play the all 4 years. So he sat out his first year, and in 3 years he accumulated over 3,000 points. Imagine if he would have played 4 years, people.
Bro, they were waiting.
That's the narrative that they don't want you to know.
They were waiting probably since her junior year of high school. I mean, of college. They were like, yeah, she's going to go pro and we're going to market the hell out of her.
They knew it.
The only thing, yes, there you go. And the only thing that pissed them off was the fact she could not secure a national championship.
And who beat her? The one that they want to call Dirty Gabby.
Angel Reese one year, and then South Carolina the next year. And you know what? They couldn't throw dirt on South Carolina because John Staley is one of the most classiest people you'll ever meet.
You know what? She lost twice. That's why I tell people all the time, she's a loser. And then you know what people want to say? It's a team sport. Oh, it's a team sport when you like people, because people do it for LeBron all the time. When you tell people he's 4-6, it's a team game, bro. But then they turn around and say, well, he has more points than Michael Jordan. He has more points than anybody else. You got to make up your mind.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also got to remember there's like 2 years that Jordan didn't play in the league either.
You know, people like to throw dirt on his name. He was gambling. He wanted to go play baseball. It's all good, bro. Let's just be clear. It took him, I think, 17 years to break Jordan's record. And Jordan only played, well, it took him 18, 19 years to break Jordan's record. And Jordan only played 15 years.
So now my question is this. Do you, and we all, listen, you and I both being Bulls fans, we know that Mike was better than LeBron. That's what I'm saying. But do you think LeBron could have won 3 championships, went away for 2 years, and come back and win 3 more?
No, because he couldn't prove that he could win three straight.
Exactly my point.
Everybody wants to talk about hypotheticals. Like, you know, the big debate is that if the Bulls would have played 2 years with Jordan, that they would have won 8 straight. I'll be the first one to say, I don't think so, because even Michael Jordan admitted Hakeem Olajuwon was the problem. See, that's the thing about it. For all of us who like Michael Jordan, the people, if you really dig into the stats and of what Michael Jordan said, there are times where he admitted that Hakeem Olajuwon was a beast, and he actually wanted to lose in the finals. See, we use 6-0 because LeBron fans want to be talking about stuff. Oh, he went 6-0. You would love to go undefeated in something.
Yeah.
You ask anybody, yo, if you could play this game and never lose, you would want to. And then they say, well, he did the rest of the years. You're right. But when it mattered, oh, so the playoffs don't matter? But when he went to the finals, what happened? Then they'd be like, nah, man, come on.
Jordan,
You have it both ways.
Jordan's path to the NBA Finals was a story arc in itself. Came into the league as a rookie, putting up numbers, but for that first few years, they couldn't beat Detroit. When he finally beat Detroit, they couldn't be beat. So
They said it was old. All of a sudden, they want to say Detroit was old, but Detroit was killing people. You see how they make narratives? You know how they? That's how people push narratives when they don't like it. Oh, Detroit was old. There wasn't no. The one thing they could really say is that he couldn't beat the Celtics, which is true. Until D Rose got there, the Bulls never won in Boston.
I will say I was feel like as a Bulls fan, we were robbed of seeing those glorious years of Chicago playing Houston in the finals.
Yeah.
I will say I don't think they would have beat Chicago both years. Maybe one out of the two.
He would have been 7-1.
But knowing Michael Jordan, they probably would have found a way to beat Houston both years.
Yeah.
Jordan can say all he want. Jordan can say all he want, but Olajuwon's just one person. If you could have found a way to somehow neutralize him, who was going to neutralize Jordan? Who was going to neutralize Pippen? Who was going to stop? Matter of fact, you could have just because they didn't have Robin at the time. But you could have had Horace Grant. I don't know how much he would have did with Olajuwon.
Got 12 and 15.
Yeah, but I don't know what good he would have been on defense. But then you still had Winnington and Purdue. So let those guys take the you know what I'm saying?
Right. The same way they took care of Jokic. You just keep on throwing bodies at him, bodies at him.
Yep.
I'm going to let your fans know I know what I'm talking about. I watch sports. I just
to
say it. Because people will be on here talking about, oh, man, you just talking. Nah, I can back up everything I say with facts. Trust me. I don't use emotions. I use facts.
I mean, a lot of people will sit here and say LeBron is better than Mike, but never really watch the Michael Jordan game.
And a lot of people make excuses for when we know he got swept. But the two that I don't understand is when he played Dallas, which was the second loss, when he was already mature, allegedly in the brain, and he lost. And then when he got swept, all of a sudden he had a broken hand. Why didn't you just take your loss like that? I want people to explain that to me.
But this is the same guy who I think when they lost, if I'm not mistaken, was it Boston that they lost to that he walked right off the court, he didn't even shake their hand?
I told my cousin that year he was leaving. And they was like, nah, he not leaving. I said, oh, he gone. Look at the way he took off his jersey in the hallway. He just he
was like, I can't win with this team.
It's okay. It's okay, man. You use basketball as a business. We understand. That doesn't make you great. It's a business to you. You make business decisions. Just imagine, you remember when we used to play ball, because we didn't speak about that on here, but we used to go out with the same team all the time. Me, you, Mario, Naeem. We go out there and we play ball. We play ball in different boroughs. Boroughs we don't even belong in.
Bro, remember we used to take tours on Saturdays in the summertime.
We playing in hoods. We playing in hoods we don't know. And we ain't take the best player from the other team like, yo, let's play with us. We play with what we got. Sometimes we lost. A lot of times we won.
Mm-hmm. We definitely came away with a lot more W's than we did else.
A lot more W's. And people probably like, no, we was outside on concrete.
Oh.
I wish it was video. Because we was out there. People don't want to believe it. We was out there.
We was
park
on
our
the
car,
courts.
we go into people's hoods, and we play.
We was on the courts too. Bronx, Brooklyn, damn near almost Staten Island. We was out there.
Yeah. So we know about competition. We don't know about the highest form of competition, but we never took a person who was 6'4" to play with us in the hood. That's
because we trusted each other.
Exactly. Even when we went to the beach, we cooked people.
Oh, on them high ass rims.
Come on.
They don't know about the rims, man.
Them
rims is like those 12-foot rims, bro. Like,
you remember the one dude that actually dunked on there? I was like,
yeah. God bless his height. His knees is probably cooked now.
You couldn't, and the thing about it, you could barely shoot because it was next to the beach, so the wind always going. So we had the layup package. We was cooking. Sorry for us venting people.
No. That's all part of look. It's all part of the podcast. That's the whole point. I need the viewers to understand the history here. It's just the history here.
Like I said, Caitlyn Clark is a very solid player. She needs a lot to be good and even more to be great. And the media needs to stop treating her like she's a baby. It's called rites to passage. That's all I got.
I have a question. This is a really good one too. How long is it before she's on a team like New York in a major market? Because let's be clear, she's not going to stay in Indiana forever, especially if they're not winning.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how free agency works for WNBA. Does she have the ability? Because I know in the NBA you get 2 contracts. So you get your rookie contract, and then you get one more where they have your birds right and stuff like that. If they don't have the second contract where you got birds right, it's up to her if she wants to be in a big market. It's really that simple. She might just be a Reggie Miller and stick it out.
She might just be like, yo, I hate this place and get traded.
Could be. You mean like LeBron? Even though he's never been traded, he's fulfilled his contract, people like to say. Yes. No. I'll catch you later, Roger.
I think when it's all said and done, I think she'll be playing in a big market like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, maybe New York. Now, I would love, hypothetically speaking, right? I would love to see a perfect world where her and Angel Reese end up on the same team.
That'd be fun.
Ironic.
Chicago's a big market.
Yeah, ironic though. Imagine.
I would love it because people would be, what's the word? Conflicted. Oh my God, I want to see her win, but
I want to see her win with her.
You know how it goes, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be conflicted.
That would be the ultimate.
They'll be only rooting for Caitlyn.
Yeah. That would be the ultimate, like, oh my God, what do we do now?
Yeah.
That would be, that's hilarious if you think about it.
Yeah, man. I would. That's a good question that you posed. That would be a hell of a scenario. The media would go crazy. They're gonna talk about Angel Reese like a dog, but talk about it the right one. The girl that beat her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She probably won the championship with Angel Reese because Angel Reese knows what it takes to win.
Yep.
Just saying.
So saying. we about to close on this podcast. It's actually been a really good one, especially for my first one back in like forever. But we're gonna definitely do more because we have that one that we still cooking with the other two that it has to get done. And when it does get done, that one's gonna be an epic one. But I usually so every podcast I finish off with the same thing, same question I ask everybody. So
quick. We're not gonna talk about how no team has won back to back without KD, but Draymond always want to put dirt on KD name. But the last time a team won back to back, it just so happened to be with KD, right? People don't talk about that. We could hold that for another time if you want. But
I actually got another question now that you brought that up.
Go ahead.
You think KD is as big of a whiner as LeBron?
Whiner?
Yeah. Because think about it. Think about this. We get on LeBron for all the teams he goes to, but we don't pick on KD the same way.
LeBron goes to teams to win. KD goes on teams so he can play correct. Like I don't think KD, and I know it sounds crazy because I told you I don't look at this from an emotional standpoint. Kevin Durant, the first time when he went to a team that he lost to, people don't want to admit they was begging for him to go there. We need you. See, that's the narrative that they keep on spinning. Yeah, I lost to you, but you begging me to come there because you couldn't beat LeBron. That's one. When he went to the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie just, I don't want to say manipulate him because KD comes off as okay. That's why we know Russell Westbrook is the alpha. You know he can shoot worth a damn. Russell Westbrook is the heart and the alpha. KD just be like, I'm good. I like to play ball. That's all he wants to do. He wants to go somewhere where somebody else leaves. That's the thing. LeBron wants to be the leader, and then once he leaves, there ain't nothing left from the team, but people don't want to talk about that. That's a discussion for another day. KD just be wanting to play in a perfect situation. I don't think he rather cares if he wins or not. He just wants to be happy playing basketball.
So you don't think being in this situation with Phoenix this year, you didn't think he thought about winning, as opposed to just, well, I got these other two guys here, I'm happy just to be here, or maybe it was just more so I just need to get out of Brooklyn.
You need to get out of Brooklyn because Phoenix. I never thought Phoenix was gonna win.
Nah, I didn't either. I didn't either.
Ever.
They didn't have the other pieces to put together. Once they let go Chris Paul, it was like, come on, so now you don't have somebody who could really command the ball and control it for you guys.
Here's something for New York. From me, and you know me. He would have been better off on the Knicks.
I'm gonna tell you this much. If he was on this gritty Knicks team that was this year, because I
They
will
would've
say
made
this,
it to the
I'm
final.
not a Knicks fan. I am not a
Me
Knicks fan.
neither.
But
It would have made work.
I rooted for them in the playoffs. And I really do feel like once they got eliminated, that was really it for me in the playoffs. I really didn't care too much again. Maybe with Minnesota. But Minnesota showed me that they really couldn't hang when it all boiled down.
The Minnesota was super young.
Yeah. So if you put KD on that Knicks team, that scrappy Knicks team, they would have went to the finals.
However, we have to see what they would have got rid of. Because if you put them on a team that has
Okay,
everybody,
so check this out.
if you get rid of OG and Julius Randle, they make it.
No, even if you would have got rid of Randall and maybe Mitchell Robinson, but you still have Hartenstein and you still have Precious and you still have OG, that team's going to the finals.
Easy. And you know what? It just might have beat Dallas.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. Because I know if the Knicks ever win in my lifetime, I'm gonna have to change my phone number, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna be calling me. I don't even want to talk about it.
All right, so
I
I know, and trust me, and I work with a whole bunch of Knicks fans. Trust me.
God bless you.
So I'm gonna ask you this question I asked everybody before I end up my podcast.
Go ahead.
If you could tell, you being your age now, what would you being your age now be able to tell your younger self?
Find your passion, follow your heart. Be good to people. Find therapy. That's what I would tell myself.
I think those last two things people don't listen to enough. Be good to people. Find therapy.
Yeah.
And therapy doesn't necessarily have to be a therapist. Therapy, you could just confide.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, let me, for people who are paying attention, I'm not an asshole to good people. And let me just put it that way. When I say be good to people, I mean, I'll put a part of myself on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I was a hurt young man because of my upbringing. And because I didn't know what love was, I was mean to people who actually cared about me. That's why I say be good to people, and then I say have therapy. Actually, it should have been like have therapy and learn to be good to people that's good to you. That's what I mean by that. Because I've never been an asshole to people who was good to me. It's just that the insecurity of people showing love and always thinking that it's an ulterior motive is what got me to be mean sometimes to people. If that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. Hey, look, I don't think men talk about therapy enough. And that can be a topic for a whole nother conversation. That needs to be spoken about.
I started groups because of that. Like the group that we got, I got a group with my cousin and my other cousin. And you know what we do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's not something that's talked about. Like, think about it. June is Men's Mental Health Month. What are they pushing?
Oh, pride.
Just saying, bro.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's the fact that they ignored the man.
Yeah, that's why. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
it. Yeah, because you got to preface because you know you got to be
right. I have to preface that. I have to preface that because people will cut and clip and be like, well, he doesn't care. All I'm saying is that once again, everything is played off narrative. People want you, the media wants you to know what they want you to know. You know how I found out about Men's Health Month? I was watching this guy, Broly Gaines on YouTube, a workout guy. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, happy Men's Mental Health Month. Happy Men's Mental Health Month. And just because people say stuff on YouTube doesn't mean I'm going to believe it. I went on Google and I was like, when is Men's Health Month? June.
Bro, June is almost over.
It's been going on for years and nobody ever spoke about it. I happened to hear it by accident. And when I spoke to, and I'm not going to talk about it, my place of work, they didn't want to bring it up either. It's okay, bro.
Really?
I get it. It's a narrative. So that's what we got to do as men. We got to uplift each other, especially men of color.
Absolutely.
It's looked at as unmanly to tell somebody, yo, good job, I'm proud of you, bro. Shout out to you. Got love for you. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to like, yo, I heard you, man. You good. Not everybody.
Well, to be fair, and this will, you know what, this will be a topic for another one because I feel like we need to go on, but I will bring a little bit of it up. It's not easy for men to have these feelings when, if you look at all these clips on IG, the majority of these women are bashing men. Oh, I need a man who's going to protect and provide. He can't be emotional with me. I don't want a man who's emotional. It'll never work for me if he's emotional. Okay, so then guess what? If he's not venting to you, then who else is he venting to?
But let me be clear. That's not real women.
I mean,
it's really it's not. That's not a real woman. A real woman will want you to be able to express yourself. They actually want you to.
Mm-hmm.
A real one will want to know what's on your mind.
And this is why I say we're thankful for the women we do have, because we don't have to worry about situations like that.
Not at all.
But I want to thank you for being my guest. After many, many months, we finally got this done. And I'm definitely looking forward. I love you too, bro. And I'm looking forward to that next conversation we have with the four of us, because it's going to be an epic episode whenever we ever get to do it. So
you know, man, I told you I got the setup for you.
No, definitely. I'm probably going to utilize you a lot more, but we definitely going to talk about that.
Sure.
Yeah. So once again, I want to thank you. Once again, plug everything where people can find you if they need to. Plug everything you need.
All right. So hopefully, if I can find a way to put this on YouTube, like I was talking about,
I could do it. I know to do it on my YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Ty got some stuff.
Yeah.
That, well, I should say Orel Beckman.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm pretty sure the majority of the people know who I am anyway. That name is funny how I got that name anyway.
Well, you want to tell it on air or after?
I mean, yeah, I'll tell it. Odell Beckham. Just one day, just scrolling through, trying to find a name where a lot of people didn't know me. And because a lot of people call me Rel or Rels anyway, it was something where I was just trying to find something that rhymes and it would be catchy. And I was watching something with Odell Beckham, and I was just like, Odell Beckham. And I'm like, Rel, Orel. I'm like, oh snap, Odell Beckham. So it just stuck, and it's just been that way ever since.
It's funny because the way I got mine is when I worked at a school. You know, they used to call me Mr. Garcia, and some kids they were like, you just call me Mr. G, and it just stuck. So I'm Mr. G to you. And it just stuck that way. And like when you post the other stuff, like on my other platform where I have the Complex Enigma podcast, I go by Mr. G, also known as the antisocial socialite. Like I can deal with people, but I don't really want to. So that's probably the other nickname I got. Like I can deal with people, but I really don't want to. I like to keep my own peace to myself. And like you my brother, so certain people you like to keep in your circle.
Mm-hmm. You keep those people in your circle because those are positive people. you know who when you need to reach out to, they'll be there, and you know who to stay away from.
It's a fact.
Yeah. So once again, brother, I want to thank you for joining me. And I think I needed the kick in the butt to get back on this podcast, man. So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Like I said, man, I like the Discord that we got. So whenever you need me back, we find a selected time and we make it work. Look at this. We got like 53 minutes worth of content, man. And it's good talk.
Yeah,
everything's with what we said.
Absolutely. So once again, man, I want to thank you and appreciate you.
For sure, man.
Absolutely.
Wednesdays at 8 a.m.